Hello.
Hello, we are live.
Howdy.
Welcome everybody to the Unready Room, or as it is now known, Positively Unready. I'm Dan Gunther. With me this week is the amazing, the wonderful, the charming, the stuck over break at Starfleet Academy, Brandi
Oh,
Jackola. Brandi.
I would stay there, actually, just like Caleb did. I would stay there just because I would want to stay there. I'm an introvert. Like, going with a host family? No, thank you. I have been there.
Absolutely.
I have done that. I'll just stay at the academy. Thanks.
Yeah, no kidding. That would be the dream to me,
Yes.
the whole place to yourself. Yeah, that'd be great.
Not really the whole place to yourself. There were places that
No.
were closed down, but still, enough. There was enough.
Yeah. Well, as far as Caleb is concerned, the whole place to
The whole
himself,
place to
he could
himself,
get in
yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. He's clever that way.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Barry could not make it. He had something come up, is unable to make it, but it will be just Brandi and I, and of course, the wonderful folks joining us live in the comments, of whom I see a few, and Matthew. Waving from probably a very similar snowdrift that I am in as well. Good Lord, we have a lot of snow. It is insane.
We actually got a lot of snow this past week. It was a few days ago, and they were saying, "Oh yeah, expect 2 to 4 inches." And I'm like, "Yeah. I've heard this before. This is supposed to be the snow that we were having like in November, but." And I'm just like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, we'll get like a light dusting and that's it." Nope, everything covered. Everything covered. So, yeah,
Yeah.
snow plows actually out. Actually out and about. I heard them come down our broken street 3 times. I
Oh,
was
wow.
shocked because usually they don't make it till a couple days later.
Oh, man. Yeah, yeah, we've had our street plowed a number of times this year. It's been insane with the snow we've gotten here, but, yeah, snow showers, not galactic meteor showers, just snow here, unlike in
Yeah.
San Francisco. But, yeah, so we are talking today about the Starfleet Academy episode, season 1, episode 7, Cosine, written by Alex Taub and Eric Anthony Glover, and directed by Andy Armaganian, is how I assume his name is pronounced, but I've never actually figured that one out for sure. But anyway. And I see more people showing up in the comments. Nathan, Patrick, John Guppy, happy to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right.
Cool.
Uh, let's jump into this episode. We of course had the big action-packed kind of mid-season event last episode, and then this one I was kind of anticipating, and it fills this role a little bit in some ways, kind of a family type episode, right? The TNG
Mhm.
episode that followed up the Best of Both Worlds, right? Kind of
Yeah.
a breather, a little bit of yeah, taking a breath after the huge events of the last episode, and that's kind of what we get. It's the spring semester, and it is a semester break. There's All Worlds Day is happening apparently, and people are going back to visit places back home, various places all around. Caleb is apparently going to go to a host family in Dakar, but he does not want to do that and manages to convince Captain Ake to let him stay at the academy over the break, which, I feel like this episode, his part of the episode anyway, his and Genesis's, I should say, could be called the Holdovers Starfleet Academy Edition. Little Paul
I
Giamatti tie in there too.
Yeah, I love that Caleb is helping Ake pack, and he's like, "You've got 4 pairs of boots in here. You don't wear shoes."
Yes. I love that. I love that Ake is a bit of a pack rat, and really reminding me of course, Pelia in that
Mhm.
way there. So nice little ties there. I still wonder if there's some sort of familial connection that I don't know. I think it would be cool, but
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, all Anthonites come from one place, so
yeah.
they're distantly related in some way.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. We also should mention about Caleb trying to record a message to Terima, but
Mm.
failing to send it. and it has been over a month since they last talked, and when they last talked was the day of the incident aboard the Miyazaki. So it's complicated, but he's dropping the ball on this one. I got to come down on hard on that ruling.
I don't think it's that hard. It's
Mhm.
really not. Within, even if he knew that she wasn't out of the coma yet, it didn't matter. He could have still sent messages and they could have still been waiting for her when she came out of the coma. But no, he didn't do any of that. And he did the very guy thing of going, "Oh, I don't know what to say." Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And it just made me so irritated with him. I'm like, "Oh my word, you are you are being very immature right now, young man."
Mhm. Yeah, I absolutely get that for sure. Uh, Patrick, I did love that the departure scene with Tig Notaro, with, Jet Reno giving sending everybody off. "Duluth, sure I can't talk you out of it? No? Okay." I love that.
Yeah, that I wonder, well, see, the thing is that was written and filmed ages ago. So,
Oh,
just
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's interesting how, prescient Star Trek can be.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that aspect of it, but absolutely.
I
Yep.
did. I did.
It touches
Because
everything
Pat
these days.
because Patrick's in Minnesota.
I know. I hate everything.
Yeah, yeah. I hate
Anyway,
fascism.
yeah. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, Sam is still glitching out from the incident as well, but she's going to be visiting a hollow engineer in Denver, apparently, a sort of a hollow spa, as she and Jet Reno put it. So yeah, that'll be fun. But before Genesis leaves, she's pulled aside by Captain Ake. Her actions in the incident were noticed, and she's being recommended for the pre-command track. So this is a bit of exciting news. Now, this episode does a little something to kind of misdirect you a little bit as to what's going on in Genesis's head,
Mhm.
and there's an obvious reaction that, like, at first she's excited, and then Ake says something that makes her start to react badly. And the episode kind of makes it look like it's when Ake says, "Say hi to your dad for me. This will have made his vacation," or blah, blah, blah. And of course, I'm immediately thinking, like, oh, yeah, she's immediately crestfallen because she's starting to think, like, is this just because my dad is who he is that I'm getting this honor? Do I really deserve it? Which is a message that keeps getting hit later in the episode, and I think is actually a concern for her, but it's not the overriding thing that's on her mind here. But I thought that was really well done. That was a nice piece of writing for sure.
It was, but I am a master of reading people's faces, and I
Mhm.
knew exactly what she was worried about when she made a certain face, and I didn't have any thoughts that it was about her dad, not even a single one, and I'm like, "Okay, so what's in that that she is afraid of?" And do we wanna say what it is right now, or do we wanna
We can come back to it, but I
Yeah.
would I would push back a little bit on that because I think part of it is about her dad,
Oh, I'm
because
sure,
the
but
the
that's
whole impetus for the reasoning behind what is actually the problem is because of that innate, um, fear, as the people say about her, that she doesn't deserve this. So, it's all related, like, that's what I think is the brilliance of the writing, is there is
Mm.
something else there, but that part of it is also true, and that comes across in this as well.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair. The thing is that I feel like that's it's a terrible thing to live in someone else's shadow, especially when you're their child.
Mhm.
And there are all of these expectations placed on you, some that you don't even know about, that you don't even understand. And and yet she still wants to be in that captain's chair. And frankly, I don't know why she's so worried, because she is absolutely destined for the captain's chair. There is no doubt in my mind that she would make an excellent captain. But at the same time, she doesn't have to go that route. There are
Mhm.
so many other amazing things that she could do. So I wonder if she's going to keep pushing forward on this, or if she's going to realize, why don't I do something I want to do
Hmm.
and not something I'm doing for or because of my father?
Yeah, kind of echoes of Tilly's story if they go that route,
Yes.
because that
Yes,
that was
agree.
her journey for sure.
Yeah.
Uh, hmm. Um, yeah, we'll come back to that story for sure. We've got Jaden, who's going to be going to Ibiza with Kyle, apparently, but that is going to be there's going to be a horseshoe thrown into that machinery of that plan. Is that I don't know if that's actually a metaphor or not, but yeah. They can throw their wooden shoes known as sabot into the machinery of that plan.
Exactly. That's exactly what is sabotage.
Exactly. Um, there's definitely there's definitely a triangle here going on, right?
Oh,
Between Jaden, Kyle, and
absolutely.
Darum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, just the way that Jaden and Darum look at each other, come on!
Spanner into the works. Thank you,
There
Dave. There it
Yep.
is.
Thanks, baby.
Definitely. Okay. There we go. My brain isn't completely broken. Um, and yeah, so let's kick off that story, I guess. Darum is seemingly attacked and abducted through this portal. This was a scene where, yeah, watching it through Jaden's eyes, like, yeah, it looks bad, but I would definitely knew this was not just what it appeared on the face of it. There that recognition of Darum was
Mm,
like, okay, this is something Kionian, something's going on there. That was well done though. I could see why Jaden would immediately and bravely jump to Darum's rescue there and jump through the portal after him. Good man, good man.
good man. Yeah, also, it's very interesting that, the Kionians have some similar customs to the Orions when it comes
Yeah,
to
that's true.
weddings.
I forgot about that. Yeah. So yeah, I figure from this point on, we'll do the two stories kind of separately. So,
Yeah.
um, first of all, the Kionian story, we find ourselves on the sunset moon in the Kionian realm. Um, and that's where Jaden appears following after Darum and his apparent kidnappers. I love that scene where Jaden bursts in carrying that rock like he's gonna smash, and they demand that they declare who he is. And I declare only that today is a good day to die. I want to try that at airport customs someday, but like not actually because that would be a
Yeah,
terrible idea.
that would
But
be considered a threat,
yep.
and, you would disappear. You would disappear. We'd never see you again.
Although next time I am asked anything to declare, it will pass through my mind and I will not help but kind of smirk a little bit.
Yep, fair enough, fair enough. Um, yeah, the sunset moon looks a lot like Southern Utah, to be fair.
Hmm.
Just a lot of, arches, stone arches and whatnot, and, in fact, Dave was the one who actually clocked that, who put a name to it, because 'cause I'm just like, "This feels familiar," and it's like,
Hmm.
"Duh, it's probably like, Zion and Arches National Parks," because that's what it looks like in Southern Utah. So,
Yeah.
funny that.
Neat. Yeah, I've driven through there once. Yeah, not just fleetingly, unfortunately, but
It's a lot of nothing. There's a lot of nothing going on
yeah,
out there, but a lot of that is protected land.
yeah.
Maybe not forever,
As it
but
stands, a lot of beautiful nothing, but
yeah.
Yeah.
It is very beautiful, but it is, again, it is protected land, but, there's also a lot of stuff in between that and, like, the biggest cities, which are in the north, and there's just a lot of nothing, just a lot of roads with a lot of scraggly trees and just, a lot of nothing.
Mhm. Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's actually changing because now that, I don't know, we just don't have enough places for people to live in this state, especially in the cities, and so now
Mm,
they're expanding more and more outward, more and more and more and more, and going into places that they wouldn't have gone before. Just I know this
yeah.
because I work for a company that does, you know, internet service for new developments.
Hmm, interesting. Wow. Well, yeah, the Sunset Moon, AKA, Utah, I guess.
Or as Dave put it, Arches National Planet.
Nice. I like that. Yep. Arches National Planet. Perfect. Um, so here we learn that Darum is to be married or sealed in the way they put things to Kyra, and
Very, very Mormon, the whole sealing thing.
through that marriage is going to be the joint ruler of Kionia with Kyra. So yeah, he is or will be Kionian royalty apparently. Darum claims that Jaden is his cosign or best man, basically. Um, so yeah, that's he's got Jaden in here. Jaden does not want to be there though. He wants to be in Ibiza with Kyle. Maybe would have convinced him to put on sunscreen or something if he'd have gone. But
On that note, why is there not a sort of dermal regeneration cure for sunburn?
yeah, yeah. Or honestly, even like, instead of putting on sunscreen, one of those and you're
Yeah,
fine.
right? Why isn't there that? This is the 32nd century.
It's 1100 years in the future from us.
Yeah, come on. Come on.
We got to make it relatable to today's audiences though, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, Darum thought that this marriage was going to take place after he was done at Starfleet Academy when he was ready and all of this stuff. But Kyra has moved that up. She's decided that this needs to happen sooner. Um, but Darum says that he's committed, he loves her, and his feelings have not changed, and he is 100% in. And they share this hug. And I'm reminded of a scene from Doctor Who during the Peter Capaldi years that just always stuck with me, where he said he doesn't trust hugs because hugs are the way to hide your true face from the person you're talking to. And how many times do we see that in movies and TV shows, right? There's the hug and the push in on the face and the true feelings are betrayed. And
Mm.
yeah, it's a little tropey, but it happens here. We see Darum is definitely not 100% in. And I think we knew that even if we didn't have that scene, but yeah.
Yeah, I would wager just, from knowing Darum that even after finishing Starfleet Academy, he still wouldn't be ready for that. He's never
Mm,
going to be ready for that.
yeah.
I'm sure he would have made a great ruler, but it's not his path.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, one semester at Starfleet Academy has changed him enough to that I'm convinced that if before he had gone to the academy, he probably would have, yeah, great, perfect. But one semester has changed him enough. Can you imagine what a full program would do?
I
Like,
know.
yeah,
Yeah,
he would not be. There's no way.
no. It's a good thing that, well, we're not to that part yet.
Hmm. All right. Um, so Jaden wants to leave, of course, but Darum does convince him to stay, even though he reveals that the cosign has to make a speech. And Jaden's line, I will sweat, and I will sweat doubly on principle. It's a great line.
I love Jaden so much.
He's so great.
Oh, man. And, just his whole thing is just like, he's really regretting going after Darum at this point
Yeah.
because he found out this wasn't, an actual abduction. I mean, it was a ritual abduction, but it wasn't truly, he wasn't being taken against his will, really.
Yeah.
So, the timeline just got moved up and, yeah, he wasn't expecting it, but this is something that was going to happen regardless of what time it was.
Yeah, for sure. Uh, so the next time we see Darum and Jaden, though, they are looking glamorous. I
Holy
love these
cow.
costumes.
Right? I want all
Incredible.
of them, especially Taram's coat. Give me that. Gimme, gimme, gimme.
Yeah, I like the little foreshadowing of it ripping with Jaden
Mm,
saying it needs to be adjusted. Rip. Oh crap.
yeah. His face too when that happens. Loved that.
Oh, yeah, the way it set off his panic that was
Mhm.
already kind of starting to bubble, that was really well done. Um, I'm gonna do a little tangent here and talk about, Jaden's clothing and his choice to wear, not pants, but a more, skirt type outfit. Um, I started looking at pictures of Klingons in the past that we've seen wearing what they typically wear, and they are generally, like, kind of long, um, skirt type or robe type or dress type things, right? So, like, it suddenly made sense to me that Jaden, looking at the available options, would pick the one that's closest to what traditionally his people wear. I don't know. I don't get what the big deal is. I don't
It's
know.
not a big deal.
Yeah.
I don't know why it even should be a big deal.
Mhm. Yeah.
What just, people wear what they want.
Yeah. In fact, like I said, it makes the most sense to me out of, like, he would look and be like, "Hey, that's what I'm used to wearing."
Yeah, exactly. Just,
Anyway,
people are weird.
yeah. And as Kareem Diane put in social media showing off the costume for this from this outfit from this episode, um, he rocks that dress.
Mhm.
Looks
Mhm,
great.
mhm. Yep, absolutely. Just from head to toe. And then later on where he's got, like, the sort of shawl part on it as well, it's
Mhm.
just like, finishing the look. Yes, love it.
Absolutely. Uh he's also freezing though, which was a nice little bit of continuity because we've seen that Worf doesn't do well with the cold. Klingons generally don't like the cold, so nice bit of continuity there. Um, Jaden manages to calm down Darum a bit, but Darum kind of pushes back and attacks Jaden with what he did to leave his people and stuff. And Jaden storms off and says, "You're going to have to make your cosine speech yourself. I'm out of here." And I mean, we knew he wasn't leaving. We knew he'd do the 11th hour, pop back in, but yeah, Darum, don't be a dick.
Well, and besides that, he didn't leave his family. His family left him. There
Mhm.
is a big difference there.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, the wedding goes forward. Darum and Kyra marry. They are now apparently joint leaders of Kionia. Darum's about to give that speech, but Jaden, of course, as we said, turns up to make the speech. Um, and this speech is so well done. I love Kareem does a great job with this character, and this speech was very very good. And I loved the cuts to Kyra as she's reacting to what's going on, as she kind of realizes that this speech is talking about a Darum that she has never actually met. Like, this is not the guy that I know.
Yeah, I actually expected this the moment he started talking, and her facial change is subtle at first, but I'm just like, "Oh,
Mhm.
she's realizing that this is not her guy anymore." that he is changed. And she also, I mean, she loves him and he loves her. I don't know if they have the kind of romantic love that is needed to, like make children, but they definitely love and respect each other. That is
Mhm.
absolutely clear. Um, but she is also apparently a very empathic person and can see what's going on right in front of her. And the decision that she makes, it must gut her.
Mhm.
But at the same time, she doesn't want someone by her side who is always going to think, what if?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, and I appreciate that she makes that decision and stuff. Afterwards, she talks to Darum, wants him to abdicate so that the marriage can be annulled. Um, so yeah, that kind of flies in the face of the next point I was going to make, but I'm still gonna talk a little bit about it. The one thing that bugs me a little bit is that, Darum himself never gets a ton of agency in this. Like, um, it's decided for him that he's going to come back and marry, and he goes along with it. And then because she sees this, she says, "No, you have to do this." And kind of forces the issue by talking to the families, and then, like, you see that shot where they're all turning and glaring at him, right? And it's like, well, this is he can't save this, even though obviously that's not what he would want to do. He would want to do this. The decision is kind of taken out of his hands. That said, they get their cake and eat it too a little bit by saying that he has to abdicate first and then the marriage can be annulled. So he could, if he really, really wanted to, say, "No, I'm not going to abdicate. I'm doing this. This is my duty, blah, blah, blah." So I take it back a little bit, my point that I was going to make there. But um, at various times in this episode, it does kind of feel like Darum is just kind of being thrown this way and that without really taking agency over his decisions, which is a little unfortunate. But again, it does end up being what we know deep down he wants. So that's okay.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I think not only this is about pleasing Kyra, but it's also about trying to get some kind of appeasement from his family,
Yeah,
really.
that too. Yeah.
Because, missing one note in a concert and they get up and leave before the performance is even over. Why would you want to satisfy people like that? Why would you want their approval? They aren't worthy of you, Darum. They're not worthy of you. It's not
Yeah.
the other way around.
Yeah.
And he hasn't figured that out yet.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, watching this episode, I especially love the scene where he talks deeply with his parents about his experiences and everything that, oh, wait, no, that never happens.
Yep,
We
nope.
never talks to his parents. We never get any kind of anything from his parents other than shots from a good distance of them going, "Ah, ha, 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 ha." Like,
Yeah.
they're absent from his life in
Mhm.
any way other than, "Oh, he's going to become ruler. Yay, we're gonna be there." And then they're glaring at him alongside everybody else at the end there. I'm just like, "This is disgusting." I hate
It
these.
is. I do too, because honestly, they're only thinking about their own glorification. And
Mhm.
now that he is abdicating, that's a black mark on them. And
Yeah,
it's just, ugh, ugh. People like that are very shallow.
yeah,
They have very little to them, and honestly, must lead very shallow lives
yeah,
and have no idea how good their son is.
yeah. The one line that Kyra has that I think put it perfectly, and I really like that, where she says, "Kionia has always been Kyra's purpose, and it was Darum's as well, but now it's just his duty, and that's not enough." I really liked that. I thought that really put it in perspective, what has changed and why this is happening now. Um, I liked that. And
Yeah.
then sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I was prepared for his bride to be, some rich bitch that the family was going to, become more connected because of that. And, that they would have anyway. But she was so nice. I really liked her. And she's a good person.
Absolutely. And really well played too. I really appreciated the performance of this character because
Yes.
it would be really easy to write and to perform this character as really one note, as you're kind of saying here. But uh, she had a very clear perspective and place she was coming from, and it was completely understandable. It wasn't like she was the force in this episode that had to be overcome, right? She was an
Yeah.
actual character in and of herself. Jalen Thora Brooks as Kyra. Great performance. Really appreciated that.
Very impressed with her. And very impressed with her non-vocal work, like facial expressions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like her a lot.
Yeah. Speaking of vocal work, the final line from Jaden to Darum, let's go home, friend. I really liked that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Jaden earlier in the series is like, we're not friends.
Yeah, I liked that. The emphasis on that was really, really nice. Nice
Yeah.
callback.
Yep.
Yeah, and they go back and Darum is still an asshole to Kyle. And that's not gonna change. There's still a lot of tension there.
Guys, are you really that hung up on traditional coupling? Why not have a throuple? I mean, really, come on.
I mean, yeah, we know Darum's already been involved in polycules, so
Yeah.
come on.
So what's the big deal? Come on.
Well, that's kind of where we leave that one. He's back at the academy, realizing that service to others is kind of he's yeah, like, but it's what he really wants to do. So I appreciate that. It's
Yeah.
nice. Well, let's jump over to the other story, um, where Caleb is at the academy. He's relaxing. He's got as you mentioned in your name, the nice cukes on his eyes, sunning himself in the atrium. Did you have a comment on Caleb in this moment?
Good Lord. That man makes me sweat. It's just the absolute perfection of his body. Because this is the first time we really get to see most of it. And it's just I mean, we've seen like his arms before and we've seen like him topless before, but seeing the whole package all at once, it's just like, oh, glory me. Glory me. just it's just a magnificent physical specimen.
This is the point where I again mention that apparently the producers of Academy requested that he lose muscle mass to play the character of Caleb, which he did. So, good lord.
I can't even picture in my head what more would be like. And my brain just is like, nope, nope, can't do it, breaking.
Yeah. We do learn though that he is not in fact alone. But yeah, leaving the super hacker alone at the academy, not a great idea. That's a good point. But Genesis beamed back to the academy. She, you know, uh, her father was doing some mission, wouldn't have time for her, is what she tells Caleb. So she beamed back and erased her transport logs and is sneaking back on campus, basically. And we get a little bit of bonding between the two of them, some kind of misadventures, the game of science lab roulette, determining if something is toxic or non-toxic by jamming your hand into it for a while.
Such a bad idea.
Not a good idea.
Why would
Um,
you do that?
especially with items from the Doctor's Cabinet of Scientific Anomalies, which sounds lifted right out of Lower Decks.
Mm-hmm. Warp slugs.
Yeah, we've got a warp slug.
Warp slugs.
What was it initially? Just it was like mollusk discovered in upper atmosphere of something. I can't remember, but
I wrote it down somewhere, but
hmm.
I have to put on my glasses to figure this out. No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. And it doesn't matter. Go forward. Go forward.
So yeah, this warp slug gets out. They do manage to freeze it with a hypo spray to they corner it basically. We get the fun little bit where Reno comes into the lab with the mucus about to drip down on her. Um,
Mm.
this conversation with Laura Thok about her toe, by the way, that was adorable. I love these two.
It's so much more fun with the subtitles on because you can actually understand what Laura is shouting the whole time. She's just like she's acting like Jet's gonna die. She is in a headspace that is not it doesn't gel with the actual issue of the toe.
I only have two. You only have two toes. Well, only two of this kind of toe. The big one. Oh man.
Those two are perfect for each other because they balance each other out.
Yeah. Um so that's going on. They, fun hilarity ensues. They stop the mucus from dripping before it. I can't believe this. A funny episode. I'm enjoying this. It's ridiculous, but it's fun. Um then we get into the deep stuff. We have that deep conversation between Genesis and Caleb about Terima, why he hasn't contacted her, and like, women are too emotional and they can't blah blah blah. It's the other way around. It's always the other way around. Men don't know what to do with their feelings. As a man, I
Mm.
admit that. Um, he's an idiot.
Mhm. Yeah. Here's the thing, it's like feelings are not, exclusive to a woman. And the thing is that there's this still this idea that to show your feelings if you're a man, it makes you unmanly, it makes you not macho, or whatever the hell term they want to use.
Unless it's anger, you're allowed to show as much anger as you want.
Oh, yes, show 'em as much anger, as much disgust, be as grumpy as you can, but,
Mhm,
talk about love. No, 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 and the thing is that it's all BS. It's all BS. It
mhm.
has nothing to do with gender at all or gender identity. We all have feelings, and we all should express them in the healthiest way possible. It's not always gonna be that way. Sometimes you're gonna get upset and have a rant or something, but it doesn't matter. We're all human beings here. And I'm talking about us on this world. We're all human beings. We all have feelings. And that is not something to be ashamed of or to suppress.
Absolutely. 100%. That's the only way we move forward, I think.
Agree.
So, speaking about expressing feelings and stuff, this is where Genesis plays her gambit, right? She's going to get Caleb to get her onto the bridge. And she gives this whole speech about how, she's always going to be wondering if, she's just following in her father's footsteps and his footsteps. And she wants to sit in the captain's chair. Uh, and this is where I'm like, oh, no, there's something else going on here. But at the same time, there's so much truth in what she's also saying. Like, she's drawing on real feelings to convince Caleb here. You must have sat in the in on the chair before. So his bridge, his chair. I need to chart my own path, kind of thing. Um, so Caleb does get them onto the bridge for 5 minutes. And of course, as they're powering up the ship and she starts the warp core, and Caleb's okay, like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It was all a distraction for Genesis to get this key that will get her into every database in the academy. So she's Caleb's trying to get her to admit why, but that's when Jet Reno comes in. I love Jet.
Mhm. She's the best. She's the best.
Yeah.
She's the best. And I say that with foreknowledge of other episodes because I have watched all the screeners now.
Oh,
She's the best.
you're well ahead of me then. I've only watched to this point. So yeah, so they are in so much shit, as Jet says. Um,
Mhm.
and Captain Ake actually has to come back early because of what's gone on here. And yeah, we learn what Genesis was trying to do. She wants to delete the letters of recommendation from her application because she had altered them when she applied. Um, and this is where, again, the truth of what she was saying about following in her father's footsteps is because all of these letters of recommendation said that she was driven out of fear, that she doesn't trust where she belongs, that she doesn't have faith in herself, that she's charting her own course. Which I will say, she has now spent this entire episode proving them right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard to become your own person when you have such a big shadow
Mhm.
in a father figure like her dad. And a lot of times, people will just go ahead and follow in the footsteps. Sometimes people will just be like, "No, I wanna be as different from this as I possibly can," and they go off on a completely different journey. And I don't really know for sure which way Genesis is going to end up. I think she absolutely has the capabilities to be a captain, and a very, very good one, because she has the knowledge, she has the empathy, she's the whole package, and she still doesn't understand that she's already at the place that she needs to be. She's got it all, and then she's still just ruled by fear. And
Mhm.
so it's a hard thing to be in that shadow and not know which way is out for her. So
Yeah.
I wonder if she's going to change what her focus is, or if she's going to still go for the command track next year or whatever. So I guess we'll just see, because she's got a lot of opportunities that she could take that don't involve following in her father's footsteps.
Mhm. And I do love the way Ake puts it as well, where, she Genesis doesn't appreciate that the people that wrote those recommendation letters did her a huge favor when she says, like, a lot of people don't know what is their flaw. Like, she's she's had this target identified for her, which is a leg up that a lot of people don't have, right? Um, Everybody has flaws, and a huge part of it is trying to figure out where those blind spots are and how to deal with them. And the fact that she knows what a huge one is a help. Um, as Ake says, we are all wildly flawed and we have to learn to carry that. I love that. I think that was a really great perspective. And like, I could see coming to it from Genesis's perspective, where, oh, this is a black mark, this is a blemish, rather than this is something that everybody has flaws, and the fact that mine have been identified is a huge help, right? So
Yeah, and it just occurs to me, I mean, even her name is heavy. She was named Genesis, the
mhm.
beginning. And it's just like, "Oh, man, how do you live up to that?"
Yeah. No kidding, right? So she's not expelled as she expected she would be from this, but Ake will withdraw or not recommend her for the pre-command training. And both she and Caleb get academic probation plus 200 hours of menial labor. So more menial labor for Caleb, and I'm assuming Genesis's first taste of it.
Yeah, well, the thing is that how menial is the labor really in the 32nd
Yeah,
century?
we don't see much of it. We hear about it.
Mm.
But yeah. Caleb probably reprogrammed a bunch of dots to do it at the beginning already, if we're being honest.
Yeah, yeah, and then they have to just pretend like they're doing stuff. It's like, "Oh, someone's walking by, pretend you're mopping."
Yeah. Oh, I guess, yeah, we do see them with the weird future mops.
Yep, yep.
Which I like because, even the 24th century ships clean themselves, but they turn that feature off so cadets can do their menial labor. I like
Fair
it.
enough, fair enough.
I think in Voyager we saw somebody like cleaning the transporter bay with some tool like that big. It was supposed to be like the equivalent of cleaning with a toothbrush kind of thing. Yeah.
Weird.
Starfleet Swiffer, Aaron says. I like that. So Genesis does convince Caleb to call Terima, with, I liked that dialogue where Caleb, of course, trying to make excuses. What if it's too late? And, Genesis, what if it's not?
Mhm. That's the funny thing about what ifs, is that,
Mhm.
all it does is make you afraid.
Yeah.
Because what if, what if, what if? Stop looking at what if. Start
Yeah.
looking at what is. What is that you need to call Terima, so get off your butt and do it.
Mhm. Yeah. So Caleb composes the message, and it's, unedited from his heart. This is good. And he sends the message as the meteors fall
Mhm.
to the that song at the end, which was lovely, but I can't remember at the moment. But
Yeah. Didn't like the vocalist.
oh no.
No, not my thing.
No. Well, that's pretty much Cosine. Anything we didn't cover, any final thoughts, anything we missed, and your final rating for Cosine. And of course, as always, that goes for the folks in the comments as well. Please share your final thoughts and ratings.
I this episode was interesting. I don't know what to expect because this is a new series, so I don't have any thing to expect except from the episodes that came before. But I didn't expect the Starfleet holiday, the Starfleet Academy holiday was going to be kidnapping and theft in two different areas. So I actually really enjoyed this. I liked seeing more character development on Genesis. I would like a whole episode that is really centered on her.
Mhm.
We haven't gotten that yet, but I think we will. I think they're going to give us that with every one of these characters. It may not always happen in season 1, it might not all happen in season 1, but it might happen in season 2. But in any case, I wasn't sure what I was going to feel about this. The all of the stuff with Darum, I just kept shouting in my head, "Just stop it! You're not gonna do this. You know you can't do this. Don't do this for other people. Do it for yourself." And then finding out Genesis. I'm
Every
just gonna
time.
call her. I'm
I
gonna call her
slipped on it
Jen.
every time.
Finding out Jen's weaknesses or weakness. Everybody's got fear, honey. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're gonna be okay. So I really actually enjoyed this episode, though I'm sure some people might not have liked it as much, but it is basically the breather after the massive events of the previous episode. And it's like you said, it's like a family in Next Generation. I almost said Picard. Next Generation. And and I think a lot of people didn't like that episode. I find it fascinating, but that's just me. I like seeing aftermath. I like these small moments. It doesn't always have to be something big. It doesn't have to be the galaxy's in danger. And that's what real life is. That's what the life is for these kids. So I really I'm going to give this, let's see, one giant popcorn not included.
Hmm, nice. Yeah, I enjoyed this episode. I think it's definitely an episode like Come Let's Away is a hard act to follow,
Yeah.
and I think people were going to be disappointed no matter what happened in this episode, and especially it's a slower pace, it's a breather episode, it's a little bit more of a lighter episode, even though there's some big emotions and big feelings at play, and like honestly, big changes or potential changes for our characters, right? But it's still not on the level of life and death and that sort of thing. Um, but a great character study. I enjoyed it. The costume design in this episode just blew me away. I love it. Um, yeah, I it there were definitely weak parts of the episode that weren't didn't grab me as much as other parts. I think some of the hijinks on the Academy grounds were a little like, okay, whatever. We got to fill some time with a warp slug and all this stuff. That said, I wouldn't trade that conversation between Jet and Laura Thok for anything. I love those two together. Can we get just a sitcom of the two of them, their home life, please?
Yes.
Oh
Yes,
man.
I want that.
um, but I will say generally I enjoyed this. So I'm going to give it, I have a few different ones I've been playing around with in my mind. I'm going to give it one peek inside the doctor's cabinet of scientific anomalies because
Ooh,
I wonder what else is in there.
I hope we find out.
Oh, we have another one Denver Digital Spa. That's a good rating as well for sure. This was I was like one of my things was like one giant stubbed toe, and then I was like, oh, that's a little, I didn't want that to be like a negative review, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for this week's episode. We have how many? Three more episodes, I guess, left in the season after this. So join us again next week for episode 8. Brandi, what's going on? I'm so far behind on all of my podcasts.
How dare
Uh,
you?
I think the next podcast in my queue to listen to is your coverage of Spectre of the Gun, if that shows you how far
Oh,
behind I am.
you're not that far
Not
behind.
that far behind, but there's been 2 episodes since, and you're recording another one today, I'm assuming. So
Yeah.
what's going on
Yeah.
there?
We are we're back to we're back to season 2 of Voyager.
All right.
Which we've had like I think this is like the 4th or 5th episode of season 2 of Voyager that we've had, but it is episode 23, The Thaw. So very close, rubbing up
Ooh,
against the end season finale. And I actually do remember this episode. So
great
yeah.
episode, terrible name.
Yep, yep. Terrible, terrible name.
Oh, I love Voyager's totally nondescriptive titles using one word or the one word.
Yeah, well, Deep Space Nine is kind of guilty of that too.
It has periods of that, but then it also has like Treachery, Faith in the Great River, and Take Me Out to the Holosuite. So
Mhm.
I forgive them a little bit. They branched out a little bit more
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, which is why with basically everything after TOS and before Discovery, I was like, I don't have any idea what this episode is about from the title. This one I know.
Excellent. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing you guys talk about that one. So cool. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. Thanks to everyone in the comments live with us, and thanks to everybody listening on Positively Trek or watching later on YouTube. We really appreciate you. Until next time, as always, live long and prosper, live logs and proper, and stay positive.